Hello y'all, I'm John Mosley. I'm from Southwest Jackson. Grew up there, 61 years old. Married to my wife, Carolyn Mosley. Had 4 grandboys, a son and a daughter, and 4 grandboys. Since 1979, I've owned Clinton Body Shop in Clinton, Mississippi. We have a motto at our shop, it's we take pride in perfection. Unfortunately, that motto has got me on the fighting side of some insurance companies. That's a fight I'm willing to fight. You know, back in 1979 when we started our business and we took that motto, it was a good thing. People liked it, the insurance industry liked it, and everybody got along good. But then in the 1990s, something changed. Aftermarket parts came to our country. When aftermarket parts came, some of the largest insurance companies in the country realized they could save a lot of money on these parts. But they didn't pay attention to what it did to the safety of the vehicle. They didn't pay attention to what it did to the value of the vehicle. Well, Clinton Body Shop was not going to have any part of giving you something that was not as safe as it was before, or was not in as good a shape as it was 5 seconds before you had your wreck. That commitment caused us to eventually have to file a lawsuit against State Farm Insurance for tortious interference. We fought that battle for 5 years, and in 2001 the lawsuit was settled. We thought everything was done. Didn't think we'd ever have to be fighting with an insurance company again. A few years ago, State Farm came out with a new program called the Parts Trader Network. Everything changed again. Now they want the body shops to give up their right to control the parts for your vehicle and use parts that are based on the cheapest price that a computer network searches for. Well, we found that you can't make quality repairs if you can't control the parts. So we're not willing to jeopardize your vehicle, the value of it. We're not willing to jeopardize your safety. We stand for the consumer at Clinton Body Shop. You know, we knew we had to do something for the consumers. I've gone to the commissioner's office several times. We've had meetings to try to do something, and it always comes back to, this is what's in the policy, we can't do anything for you, you'll have to seek outside counsel. Well, it shouldn't be that way. We have a state code that says the most an insurance company has to pay is the least amount they can have the repair properly and reasonably repaired for them. Now the problem is that code didn't define properly. Maybe I'm a simple guy from Southwest Jackson, but in my mind, the only way to make a proper repair is to obey all the manufacturer specified procedures when you make that repair. So you go buy a $50,000, $60,000 vehicle and you have an accident, I think you would want that vehicle repaired following those manufacturer specifications, using the parts prescribed by the manufacturer. In fact, if there's anybody in this audience that like to have aftermarket parts and a procedure shortcutted on your car, raise your hand for me. See, I never see a hand go up. Because of this position, we are now in another battle with insurance companies. I don't mind telling you that I'm the lead plaintiff in a multi-district litigation. I'm one of 3 lead plaintiffs in Mississippi in a multi-district litigation that involves 500 shops in 41 states. I wish we didn't have to do that. But if that's what it takes to repair your car properly and make sure the consumer gets what they pay for, then we're going to take that fight as far as we have to take it, because we're going to stand for you, the consumer. You know, I've had a lot of people over the years say, well, how does this happen? Why won't somebody do something? And I guess after hearing that for the last 20 years, I decided 2 years ago that I was going to do something. I would be that somebody that would stand up for the consumers in the state of Mississippi. The insurance industry has been well represented, but there's no representation for the people. You know, people say, well, why does this happen? Why is the commissioner not standing up for the people in the state of Mississippi? And I started looking, and there's an old rule that if you got a problem, you follow the money. And it comes down to the money. The commissioner's campaign does not operate under the same rules and guidelines that the public service commissioner does. In the state of Mississippi, if you're a candidate for public service commissioner, you can't accept a gift from any company you would regulate. You can't take money from a company you would regulate. But in the state of Mississippi, as the insurance commissioner candidate, you can take money from insurance companies, from the people that administer the plans for insurance companies, and other people that you would directly be regulating. It's bad enough in Mississippi that I have a letter in front of me here that Mr. Cheney sent out to every agent in the state of Mississippi saying if 1,000 of you will give me a minimum donation of $200, we will have what we need to mount the campaign that will lead us to victory. Well, I'm telling you, I'm not taking a penny from the insurance companies, and I plan on that victory being ours on Tuesday night. So with your help, we'll make that happen. And if you want somebody that'll stand up for you, that'll fight for you, and not put the interest of the insurance company ahead of you, then I'm going to ask you to vote for John Mosley on August the 4th, because I will fight for you. I've been fighting for you for the last 25 years, and I'll keep fighting for you. You know, for the last 5 months, I've traveled the state. I've walked away from my business. I've got good guys there. Between our two shops, we have about 40 employees, and I've walked away from that and let them handle the business. I've been all over the state talking to people about their problems, and it doesn't matter if it's a body shop or if it's a doctor. Everybody has problems that are parallel with each other. The doctors tell me they take a patient in, they're the doctor, they got the education, they did what they had to have, they pay the insurance, they prescribe a treatment for a patient, and then what happens? The insurance company gets the treatment plan, they run it through their desk reviewer, and they get a treatment plan back that is going to be less times maybe at the doctor's office, an outpatient procedure for something the doctor thinks needs to be a hospital visit, and generic medicines rather than the name brand medicine. Of course, you have the same choice that a consumer has with their vehicle. If you don't like that medicine, if you don't like those aftermarket parts, you pay the difference as a consumer. That's not right. I'll stop that as your insurance commissioner, because in the state of Mississippi, we can have where an insurance company is going to sell a policy that specifies aftermarket parts. Let's also require that they sell a policy that has a rider on it for original equipment parts. That could have been done long ago. Like I say, that would be something that may be contrary to the insurance company's position, and it goes back to that following the money. There's another big issue right now that's hanging over the Commissioner's Department, and that's the $522 million lawsuit that Jim Hood has filed against State Farm Insurance. I haven't heard the Commissioner speak on this lawsuit yet. I can tell you, I don't know if they committed this fraud or if they didn't commit it. But if the Attorney General thinks he has enough evidence that he's filed that lawsuit against them, I will be in the middle of that. As your commissioner, I will investigate that lawsuit. I'll determine if they did, and nobody will have to pull me into it. I'll dive right off in the middle of it, because the people of the Gulf Coast deserve to be treated right. They shouldn't have been frauded 10 years ago with Hurricane Katrina. They have issues right now. They've been paying 400 to 600% higher premiums since the hurricane. And yet, they've been asking for a Clarity Act. All the Clarity Act would do is show dollars paid in on premiums, dollars paid out in losses. But the Commissioner didn't support it until this year, an election year. They've been trying to get it passed for years. Well, now that he's got a strong opponent, it got passed, and nothing else. I'm proud for that. That's just some of the issues, and you know, like I say, it doesn't matter if it's health insurance, automobile insurance, homeowners insurance, you know, the high rates, the underhanded deals that are going on. Somebody's got to step in and be strong enough to stand up for the people and make sure that this stops. And I'll be that person for you. I'm willing to step away from my business for the next 4 years and do that. And if you'll let me as your insurance commissioner, I'll show you what a business person can do versus a politician. So thank y'all, and I appreciate your vote on August the 4th.